This is Leo again. The truck I was gonna use to get out of Dodge in case I had to decided to spring an oil leak or a diesel leak in the fuel pump, and the internet doesn't exactly explain clearly how to change it. So I figured all the research I did and what I figured out, might as well tell everybody. Uh, this is a 84 or an 86 CUCV with a 6.2 liter diesel. The guy who before me swapped out all the dashes and didn't get them back right. So it's either an 84 or an 86, but it doesn't make a difference. Passenger side on the bottom, below the alternator. There's an alternator on both sides, but below the alternator, passenger side, might be able to see it. It looks pretty clean down there. That's your fuel pump. To get it off, you need a screwdriver and a 5/8 wrench. Just hop up underneath, disconnect both of them. It's the lowest point on the fuel system, so everything is going to drain out. You don't want air in your diesel system. I'll get to that in a minute. Uh, this happy guy right here is your fuel filter. This top one is your high pressure line running from your fuel pump. This bottom one, I don't know if it's high pressure or low pressure, probably low pressure, runs into your injection pump, which is right here behind your oil fill cap. Uh, so you take off your old fuel pump, no big deal. Like I said, screwdriver, 5/8 wrench, hop on top. It's a 7/16 socket and a ratchet to take that off. You can't find it on the bottom. It's about an inch away from the subframe. Once it's off, reach your finger in there. You're gonna feel a dowel or I don't know, a chunk of metal that's a cylinder. You want to make sure that is pushed. If you're looking at the motor, as far in as possible. How to do that? You're going to need a 15/16 deep socket with a ratchet. Connect it to your crankshaft pulley there on the bottom. Rotate your motor clockwise this way. Make sure that dowel's pushed all the way in there. Once it's all the way in there, then you connect the high pressure line to your fuel pump first. Put your fuel pump in there, connect those 7/16 bolts, tighten up the high pressure line, put on the low pressure line. Now, problem is all your diesels run out. This is what took me forever to figure out. Like I said, this line comes from your fuel pump. This line goes to the injection pump. I took off the second line, and what I did is I connected one of these little pumps. It's a fluid transfer pump. You can get them from, I don't know, your local auto parts stores, even some like Walmart has them and whatnot. So I connected this to the second line and forced all the fluid through the system. Now, I don't know if it's going to mess anything up in here. It didn't mess anything up on mine. So go all the way through. I reconnected this once there was nothing but fluid coming out. You'll hear a lot of air bubbles, but once it was nothing but fluid coming out, reconnect this. I loosened up your valve. This is your air fuel valve right here. Real easy to open. Open that, turned it over a few times. Typically, you know, a second or two trying to turn it over. This will run clear. Close that. Everything was reconnected, and in about, I don't know, a minute of cranking, it started right up, no problems. Haven't had an issue since. Um, so I hope that helps, and hopefully I'm alive to make a few more